Stay Sane with Jane, Season 2 Local Legends, the show that helps you to thrive, not just survive. Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Tune in each week as Jane connects with local legends of Dorset, bringing you the most up-to-date health and wellness guidance, therapies, courses, retreats, and stories happening locally. Each session includes a guided meditation hosted by Jane or one of her special guests. Here's your host, Jane Scanlon. Hello and welcome. My name's Jane Scanlon from the Harmony Business Academy, helping you to connect, co-create and activate success into your wellness businesses. So today in episode 4, season 2, I am talking to Cecile from Stories for Wellbeing. So this is a transformative wellbeing program, which is aimed at bright sparks, rising stars, line managers and future leaders who want to reach their goals, ambitions, and potential without burning out. Welcome. How are you?
Thank you for having me here, and I'm very pleased to be with you this morning.
Thank you. I'm really looking forward to this interview. I think it's going to be very interesting. So could you tell us a little bit more about you, Cecile? Who are you before we dive into your gorgeous business?
Okay, well, I'm a local Southbourne person, came down from London 8.5 years ago, decided it was time to leave the big smoke and get some fresh air and live by the sea. So I've been down here for several years now, which has been absolutely awesome. Loving that. I worked in adoption and I worked in international adoption, and I still do, but during COVID that all came to an end. So I had to do something which I thought would, that would help me through this whole time. So I was reading some stories to my colleague's daughter who lived in Italy, and then she absolutely loved them, all these stories. And I thought, wow, this is like, maybe I can make something from this.
Yes.
And then I started to develop an online platform with people reading stories and classic stories and English things, and I started to work on that. But in the background, I kept on thinking, oh, I'm so into the well-being thing, but I'll put that on the back burner.
On the back burner.
Burner. And then I just thought, when it all sort of happened, I thought, okay, here I am in the English as a second language and then the education sectors. And I went, that's not me. So I thought, okay, let's just bring it all out. So
okay, well, we're going to get onto your business in a bit. And I hear a gorgeous accent in there as well. From South Africa?
No, from Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe. Oh, yeah. Amazing. And how long have you been in the UK for?
Well, long enough that you shouldn't be able to hear my accent. I think as you get older, the accent comes back again. So yeah, I've been 25 years. I don't know.
Yeah, well, they do say once you've got your accent, if you move after the teenage years, then you should keep your accent. My dad is nearly 80 and he left Ireland at 19 and he's still got a very Irish accent.
Really good. So, yeah.
So tell me, how did you get started in the field?
Okay, so I've always been interested in stories. Okay, so that's but yeah, I have a teenager and I'm really, really concerned about all the struggles that the teens are going through, and then I see it's like all, gone through into basically everyone. I think it's COVID caught everybody off guard, and I was like, and I was sort of pondering like, what is it, especially about the young people, that is different from us, and much of it's that concentration span.
Yes.
That they don't have, that nobody's reading the proper, the long stories to them, where they have that understanding of different relationships and different plots and things, and where they can identify with. And obviously some do, but I mean, and I just thought, okay,
life has gone very digital, hasn't it? So it's kind of quick TikTok videos, reels. It's this real kind of fast moving. quick story, swipe,
Yeah,
isn't
and
it?
very thin. There's no chance to actually ponder or go into it. And I think
Correct.
that's where, that's where the magic happens, is when you're inside something and then you
Yeah.
can sort of, relate to it. So, yeah, and I've done a medical anthropology degree, and I have I did at university. I was studying religions, and all of them, it's the narrative, it's the narrative, it's the narrative, it's the stories that all bring everybody together, bring the cultures together, bring communities together. And when I was doing my master's, and I just thought that everything pointed to the fact that people have their narrative, they need to tell their story. And I always thought that before you go to the doctor, if you had someone who was to sit there to listen to you, you wouldn't need to see the doctor. Because part of the thing is that you need to do the thing. I'm also a batch flower therapist, so I did all that my training in that area there, understanding the emotional well-being of people and how to mitigate it, and where everybody sits. So I just was like, okay, how can I put this all together so that I can, so that people can then be using something that's familiar, which is reading, and then doing journaling, writing, prompting from that, using the imagination, because we so often don't use our imagination. So this is prompting us to use our imagination, and then meeting together in the listening circle to talk, and for others to bear witness, and for you to be validated.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very important. I think that's why a lot of people go to more holistic or alternative therapists for their health, is because they want to be listened to. They want the story to be listened to. And obviously, when you go to the doctors, you've got 15 minutes. So even maybe that's pushing it, but you've got to be quick, haven't you?
Yeah, you too. And I think, I do, I am I do believe that many illnesses, physical illnesses, come from emotional blockages. So it's all, being blocked and then helping you to unblock. So that's all the therapies are, somewhere along the line,
Yes.
you're not in a tune, and you're not in alignment with your true self. And that, that being out needs to be put back into harmony. Okay. And once you are in harmony, everything's fine. Your body's fine, your mental well-being's fine, everything's fine. So it's that matter of just finding that path that gets you to that point of being, well, they say balance and harmony, but balance, we were discussing the other day, makes you feel that it's all got to be 50-50, where
True.
it doesn't have to. It just has to be in harmony,
It has to be
so
hard.
you
Yeah, has to
split yourself
feel
and be happy with it. Yeah.
aligned and happy. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, I just like you, I moved from London. So I was born and brought up in London, and I moved maybe 5, 6 years ago down here, for the well-being, really, for my mental, physical, and spiritual health, because I knew it was never the right place for me. I had a great time, but I have had, you know, much better time down here the last 6 years. I've been much healthier and happier, and definitely more aligned. Um, so if we were to work together, what would it look like? Because in the bio I just read, we're looking at line managers, future leaders, rising stars. So what does that look like? Tell me a little bit more about the people that you connect with and that go through your programs, and then how they go through them.
Okay, so Stories for Wellbeing is at present, it's a corporate wellbeing program. So we work with companies who want to make sure that their staff are thriving, and to prevent them, to maintain the thing and prevent them going down to the burnout route. I mean, there's several. Burnout is a mental condition now that's been recognized by the WHO, by the World Health Organization. So it's definitely a thing. So the Wellbeing program is to mitigate all that. We have, it's just a fascinating world because there's so many different ways. I always say it's like buying a pair of jeans, okay? Because when you go and buy jeans, you have to try on 20 pairs before you find one that feels, oh my God, these are my jeans.
These are the ones.
These are the ones. I've been wearing them my whole life and I will be wearing them for the rest. But you've got to try the 20 and you can't say, okay, well, those jeans weren't very good. They just didn't fit, So I think that the whole well-being thing and the alternative therapies and everything is to find the best fit for you.
Correct.
So people resonate on different things. So everybody, there's space and for everybody, and people go and find the thing that resonates, with them. We do. I mean, we're working together. It's just we have so the client will come with us. They'll sign on. It's a program. It's a 3-month program, 6-month program, or year program. We have stories of literature. They're essentially literature because it's which we can go into because the literature has lasted for 100 years. Because obviously it talks to us because it talks to us of what it is to be human, but it also works on the neurological level. And then we do journaling, which is like a fantastic thing. So at the end of each chapter, there's a prompt, which sometimes relates to the chapter, but also makes you think, oh my God, would I be like that? Would I do that? Wouldn't I stop at this point? Because that's a little bit insane for them to carry on trying to catch the whale, for example. Let me step back. And basically to help people to start to be a little bit self-aware, just writing and journaling and just getting it out there. There's a lot of brilliant journalist people as well, so that can also all come in and help. And then once a week we have the listening circle. And we all come together and share an update of what each one's doing, what we want to express, not an update, how we want to express, read a poem, and then take the floor and just talk, and others listen and bear witness. So and then we're obviously signposting to everybody, because that's also what happens in the listening circle. I mean, that's like, oh my God, you've got to go to this person. Have you checked out that? So there's a sharing of knowledge there, which is amazing.
And it's not so much. It's not like a book reading circle. What do they call them? It's not that. It is. No. It's a listening. It's not a book club. It's a listening circle. So this is more what you've experienced through in your life.
So like mindfulness, but it's mindful reading, slow reading. The language is dense, okay, and so often that's why nobody engages in it, except Taylor Swift. I read on a thing yesterday. She has she has got a brilliant knowledge of literature, and she makes references to it on all her songs. So a university in Ghent is using that, contemporary thing to bring people back into the world of literature. So that's very nice. So and that you can then, because of the density of the languages, your eyes have to be moving back and forward. Oh, what was that? I didn't understand that. What's going on? And that's the bit that starts to rewire the brain in new neurological pathways. So it's that, it's that point that you have to, it's slow reading and you digest it. So we want you just 20 minutes. So they each so the books are on the platform and they're all divided up into chapters or 20-minute chunks. And you just read that, and then you escaped into some world, and you've digested it, and then you're like, oh. So it recalibrates you, puts you back.
That's so amazing. I never thought about the eyes moving left to right with reading, because when I do a therapy called emotional freedom technique, EFT, or tapping, and in part of the kind of brain rewiring part, you have to move your eyes left to right, up and down, whilst humming and counting and all sorts. But I never connected the dots to actual physical reading and that eye movement. That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's the same as the EMDR, EDMI, always get mixed up, which is the eye
Yes.
movement thing, which helps. And also, I heard the other day, is that going outside, when you are outside, your eyes are automatically the trees. Oh, that's a bird. Oh, there's a car over there. That's a cloud over there. What's this on the ground here? So our eyes are continuously moving around. Where
Yes.
when we're at home, looking at screens, and
Oh, the screen.
is eye movement. You are like that. You just got the four walls. So yeah. So because trauma is locked in the ocular nerve behind the back of the eye. So trauma that's where things block behind the eye. So to release trauma, to release, any kind of blockages, you have to be using the eyes.
Beautiful. Love this.
Oh,
Thank you
nice.
so much, Cecile. You're dropping some diamonds, gold in here today.
Oh, thank you.
Before we actually started recording, you and I were having a great conversation about business and, how being consistent and showing up is really the key. And success doesn't happen overnight. It is like that huge iceberg picture where you've got all the success, but then you've got all the work underneath that has been done. So, with that in mind, what's your best bit of kind of business advice?
Do what you love. Do what gives you meaning and purpose, and never give up.
Yes.
Never. So it's just one step in front of the other, and there will be, it is slow. It's not easy, it's slow. And TikTok's full of like, make a million in 2
5
days.
seconds.
Yeah, so it's like, no, just keep on going, do what you love, be consistent, and never give up.
Yeah, I agree. We've got to. It's great to have your 5-year dream goal. What's happening in the next 90 days, though, is more important. Taking those little steps all the way through, and you might not get there in 5 years' time. It might take longer, or your end goal and dream might change in that time.
Yeah.
So having that bit of flexibility, a bit of realism, but also a sprinkle of magic.
Yeah, and I think
Help.
also, yes, I mean, for me to do this, I thought, well, what is going to interest me for the next 20 years? Do you know what I mean? So that's just, and this endless, it's learning. I mean, like now we just like learned from, I didn't even know EFT. I mean, I know EFT, but I didn't know it had the eye thing in it. So you're continuously learning and updating and changing and shifting, and it's absolutely wonderful and fascinating. And I think if it was, I think that's the thing that keeps you going and not giving up.
Yeah. Doing something you love and find interesting. Yeah. 100%. Taking those steps forward. So, if we shift back to stories for well-being, one of your kind of titles on the website says that studies have shown that focused mindful reading combined with targeted and challenging journaling, as well as meeting and sharing one's own story, increases empathy, reduces emotional distress, improves problem solving, increase self-awareness, improves self-image, and reduces feelings of isolation. I mean, they're all massive ticks and massively needed in the world today. So with that in mind, have you got any kind of top tips for the audience that they can implement, that they could start doing perhaps today?
Okay, so I think one of the key things is listening. Okay, so everybody wants to be heard, and not everybody is listened to. And in the Chinese sign, and I know I'm going to get it wrong, but if the Chinese symbol for listening has eyes, ears, and your heart
Oh,
signed
powerful.
into the thing. So it is a matter of listening. And sometimes we think we know what we're going to hear, but we're not actually actively listening and bearing witness to what somebody's saying and thus validating them. So I think that's one step you can actually just sort of, I find it really difficult. It's not easy because, I think one wants to talk and talk because that's what we want to talk, but the other person wants to talk too. And I think that thing's just like, and be mindfully listening. And so so I think the mindfulness, because you do mindfulness as well. So in
Yes.
your daily, actions, you do mindful. And when you're reading your book, okay, don't be trying to, what's the end? I mean, obviously there are some books that you just want to know what's going on, so you do have some bubblegum for the mind books, chewing gum for the mind book. But yeah, just be mindful of what you're doing, but be listening. I think that will change everything. That's my tip.
Yeah. I think when I started doing mindfulness and actually really practicing listening, it changed all of my relationships. Yeah, it changed the way I did relationships. And then it does change. It's like that ripple effect. It changes the way other people have a relationship with you too. So it's like a two-way street. You're able to understand them more. And if you set the boundaries correctly, that are good for you, you will find you're heard more as well. And it's this beautiful reciprocation, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's so important, especially in a company environment. In any kind of business, you do have to listen. Any kind of the teamwork. So, and relationship building is key.
Mm,
So, so it's key. And so, what are the tools that you can implement to help and foster better and improved relationships?
beautiful. Thank you. Have you got an offer for our audience?
Do I have an offer for the?
Yeah.
Well, I'm very happy to
Mhm.
talk with me. Come and engage with find out more about our stories for well-being and how it can work. We're going to introduce next year into a individual basis for the stories from outside the corporate sector. So look out for that because that's definitely coming in, and we'll have some delightful offers then.
Fantastic. And tell me more about the types of corporations that you're working with.
So new. I mean, it's a new concern. So we're reaching that. I can work. I mean, international organizations are my forte because I live in an international world. So
Yes.
I have that knack of being able to speak to anybody from no matter where they are from. So
Perfect.
those
Yeah.
are the ones which I'm working with mostly, so that they can the Indian staff, the Indian team staff can be relating to the Japanese and bringing those different kind of groups and cultures together, because our culture from Stories and Wellbeing is a human culture. It's purely the humanness, which which all these stories bring about. So if you're reading Middlemarch, for example, it's like a middle, century England or whatever, but it's not. It's all about you, me, them, your brother, sister. It's all those
Mhm.
emotions, those situations that you get, and those relationships that we spoke about. So I'm trying to. So it's bringing that whole kind of separation back into what it is fundamentally to be a human. And
Yeah.
once you're a human, then once you're talking to somebody on a human level, you connecting with them. It's connection.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So, if you are in the corporate world, perhaps you could bring this up to your line manager. Stories for Wellbeing. So, it's a transformative well-being program aimed at bright sparks, rising stars, line managers, and future leaders who want to reach their goals, ambitions, and potential without burnout. And you can get in contact with Cecile via email on cecile@storiesforwellbeing.com, or you can head over to the website www.storiesforwellbeing.com and hit the contact page. You have also got a wonderful blog there that you can head over and to start reading some of the blog posts, and you can also read more about the program on the website. Lots of great information there. So
But
thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like
I
to
just want to say,
offer?
you can connect on LinkedIn.
And
Yeah,
LinkedIn,
yeah.
and your profile is
It's my Cecile Trijssenaar.
fantastic. All right, that will all be above or below this podcast, whether you are viewing on YouTube or whether you're listening on Podbeam or one of the other stations. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Jen. I absolutely appreciate your time, and thank you for your podcast. Thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Stay Sane with Jane, Season 2 Local Legends, the show that helps you to thrive, not just survive. Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Tune in each week as Jane connects with local legends of Dorset, bringing you the most up-to-date health and wellness guidance, therapies, courses, retreats, and stories happening locally. Each session includes a guided meditation hosted by Jane or one of her special guests. Here's your host, Jane Scanlon. Hello. Jane Scanlon from the Harmony Business Academy, connecting, co-creating and activating success into your wellness businesses. Today we are going to shift a gear and we're going to go into the Minditation sessions next, which is a combination of mindfulness and meditation. So, let's change that bit of music. We're tuning in and shifting down a gear. As I look out of the studio window, it's a little bit grey and overcast. But we're going to tune in to some blue skies. The Minditation sessions. This is Jane Scanlon. We're tuning in from Southbourne in Dorset, the UK. We're tuning in to affirmations of gratitude today for the Minditation sessions. It's a combination of mindfulness and meditation. So as you tune in to this topic, gratitude, just tune into how your belly, chest and head feel when you reflect on this topic. Tune into any emotions that you might associate with gratitude. and any visceral feelings that it chucks up. Be mindful about any positive or negative impact stories that you believe regarding this topic. And remember, there are many other people out there feeling similarly about this topic as you. With increased awareness around this topic and applying increased mindfulness in our day-to-day lives, we can help increase the gratitude in our lives. Affirmations offer inspiration and support in building the capacity to identify and remember gratitude each day. From research, we know that something must be repeated at least 7 times to be remembered. So the following are some affirmations that I've put together, and I will repeat them 7 times. I invite you to repeat them with me out loud. Remember, when we speak out loud, we are speaking to the universe and we're speaking to our ego as well. When we speak in our heads, it almost creates a loop with the inner critic. So by verbalizing out loud, you're kind of skipping that. You're talking to your ego. You are talking to the universe as well, the universal energy that flows through every single thing and every single being. So take a nice seat, get comfy, and take a nice deep breath. I am grateful for the gifts I receive from others. I am grateful for the gifts I receive from others. I am grateful for the gifts I receive from others. I am grateful for the gifts I receive from others. I am grateful for the gifts I receive from others. I am grateful for the gifts I receive from others. I am grateful for the gifts I receive from others. And if you notice, I'm just putting a bit of more of a point on some of the words. So if you shift it with each sentence, putting the emphasis on different words, that will reverberate all the way through the universe. My heart holds gratitude towards others, myself, and the greater good. My heart holds gratitude towards others, myself, and the greater good. My heart holds gratitude towards others, myself, and the greater good. My heart holds gratitude towards others, myself, and the greater good. My heart holds gratitude towards others, myself, and the greater good. My heart holds gratitude towards others, myself, and the greater good. My heart holds gratitude towards others, myself, and the greater good. Deep breath in and exhale. I am open to receiving and giving love. 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 Deep breath in and exhale. I release through compassion, kindness, and thankfulness. I release hurts 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 through compassion, kindness, and thankfulness. Deep breath in and release. I am grateful for my health. 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 A nice deep breath in. Exhale when you're ready and put a smile on your face. I rejoice in the way things are. 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 Nice deep breath in. I am grateful for the gifts I give to others. I am grateful for the gifts I receive from others. My heart holds gratitude towards myself, others, and the greater good. I am open to receiving and giving love. I release hurts through compassion, kindness, and thankfulness. I am grateful for my health, and I rejoice in the way things are. Take a deep breath in, stretch out your arms all the way out to the top, and on the exhale, slowly bringing them down to your side, placing them on your lap, or maybe wrapping them round and giving yourself a little hug and a pat on the back. It has been an absolute pleasure to host this meditation. My name is Jane Scanlon. I've been your host, your guide today. I'd also like to just let you know about an amazing online new moon intentions and self-care online evening that I do every single month on the new moon. It's a beautiful setting. It's very much kind of cave hermit energy. So yes, it's online, but you don't need your camera on. You can have the voice off, the mic off, the camera off, and you can just soak in the intention setting workshop and then the new moon sleep meditation. It also comes with a divine goodie bag, which has the crystal for the new moon. It has essential oils for the new moon, oracle cards. There is all sorts in there, candles, incense. It changes every single month. So check out the link below and click on that to get your ticket and to join us for a live session.